Hi. So we've gone through ways of writing the JS in HTML, the inline one and internal one. So we figured that these two are not optimal when we're dealing with huge projects. Okay, if it is a single very small project or very a single task, then writing JavaScript internal inside this HTML file itself is okay. But when we're dealing with huge projects, right? So this is not ideal. This internal way of writing JS is not ideal. So that's where we jump into writing the JS in an external file, and then we try to import that inside our HTML file. How do we do that? So let's remove this. So you can see this is the internal way of writing our JavaScript. How do we do that? So we go here, we create a file with .js extension. Okay, I have index.js here, index.js file. This is where I will just add a comment. And when I have the separation of concern here, I have separated all my logic related to the application, and I've kept it here in the index.js file. Now what I should do, in order to make it work, I have to come here and link that document here. Okay, how do we do that? We do that again with script tag, but we give it a source. Where are we having our JS code? Okay, now we can see we use the same script tag, but we link our JS file here in order to make it work. In our, what are we doing here? We're attaching our JavaScript file inside our HTML in order to make it work. What else we can do? Okay, as we already discussed, this is not an ideal place where you can keep your script tag. Why? Because by the time the elements inside the body tag renders, a script tag and whatever the logic inside the script tab script file will already be running. So whenever we are doing some DOM manipulations or some operations on DOM, the HTML DOM, we might not be getting the results that we have expected, right? So let's try to understand what that means quickly. Okay, so for suppose I have kept my script tag here. Okay, what am I doing in this file? I'm just console logging a text here. Okay, I'm just printing a text here. So this is nothing relevant to any other elements inside this DOM. Okay, so I'm not whatever I'm doing inside the script tag is not relevant to anything that is inside here. But what if we have something that is concerned with something here inside this DOM? Okay, let's suppose say we have this button and we have this handle click function, right? I will copy this function. I'll go to my script file and then give that function. So when I click on this function, right, I want to do something. Okay, in order to do something, I will grab this div tag from the HTML DOM in my JS file in order to do something. I'll just grab it by ID. So what are we doing here? We're trying to access an element inside the DOM in order to do some operation on it. What if we try to console log that name? So name.in. Maybe some clash is happening with the naming of. So what does this do? It will grab the whole tag. When we're grabbing the element by ID, it will hold the whole tag, and when I try to print inner.html, it should be ideally printing this name, this text inside it. So when should that happen? On handle click. Okay, let's try that. Refresh it and click, but we're seeing one error here. So our code is correct, seems correct, but we're seeing an error here. What does that say? Cannot read properties of null. Reading inner HTML. So while it is trying to read inner HTML of this particular element, it could not find it. Why is that? So because the same reason. So HTML code will be parsed from top to bottom. So where do we have our script tag? Here. So where do we have the element that we're trying to access? It is here. So even before the elements have been rendered on the screen, we're calling our function, we're calling the DOM elements. So that is not the way it should work, right? So that is why we're unable to print anything, we're unable to access anything. Okay, so where should we be doing it? We can just replace our script tag before, at the end of all the elements that we have inside the body tag, like that. So let's see. Okay, now we can see the whatever the text we have inside this div, right? We can see that. Why? So the script tag now waits for all the elements to be passed, all the elements to be rendered on the screen, and then the control goes to here script tag, and it goes to this index.js file, and then this code will be executed. By the time this code is executing, all the elements that we're referring in our script file are already available in the DOM. So that is why. And we can also do this, that we can place it here, and to tell the DOM to wait for some time before executing the code inside script file, wait for some time until all the DOM has been resolved. Okay, DOM has been passed. So adding this defer keyword will help us make the script tag, whatever the code inside this, all the DOM has been passed by the browser. Okay, this will also work the same. Okay, yeah, that's it. Bye.